You tell him! You tell him I'm coming! Tell him I'm fucking coming!
Straight out the Brooklyn basement. It's the GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast. GodMode Podcast.
Yeah. Welcome back. GodMode Podcast 173. Shit, we're just rocking them out today, you know what I'm saying? And a little bit different from my little show before. We just gonna continue right along, bang out as much as we can during this time of Rona. And shit, I don't even know if I want to open up this bag of worms they call Brooklyn Bob.
What's up, brother? What's going on?
What's up? You look like you're ready.
I'm
you
ready
look
tonight.
like you're ready.
I'm fucking ready, man.
Oh
I'm
God,
ready.
I don't even want to open this bag of worms.
Before I go,
I'm
gonna give a shout out.
Oh, you got shout outs?
Yeah,
So let's go.
This person's an artist. He sings. He's a rapper. Does some hip hop. I'm guessing.
Does good stuff.
I don't know exactly what he does. He just no, he hit me up on Facebook. I'm sure he does some kind of hip hop stuff. His name is Dalvin Dave. And can I put his Facebook up on the camera so people can see it?
No, man.
Not allowed to?
Nah, you got to pay for that, Devin. Nah.
Don't do that.
Nah.
Whatever.
Nah.
Listen.
Plus, I haven't heard his music, so I'm already
Hey, listen.
scaredly interested.
We don't know yet. This kid could be fucking the most talented kid in the world. Let's give him a. He's
I got a talented.
He's a fan.
I got talented one in the building right
Yeah.
now. Fucking Zeno.
Yeah, no, yeah.
AKA Ty
Well,
Guy the
whatever.
guy.
I'm gonna give him a shout out. This kid's a new
Give
fan.
your boy a shout out,
And,
man. I'm waiting for you to
He's in
shout
the
him out.
I already shouted him out.
So that's
Hit
it.
us up. See if you wanna. If you have anything good to offer to the table, man. Fucking we got a show here. We do many things.
The table always the table's always full, but you got to add something to it.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much. So after that, have a good night, brother. We'll hopefully hear from you.
And now to unpack this can of worms.
GodMode.
That you mentioned to me before is what you want to talk about today, and I was a little skeptical, but I figure, fuck it, I'll let Bob loose on him today. You know what I'm saying? And so what you were telling me you wanted to talk about, you said something about this thing that we're all going through being a weapon, being perpetrated by certain people. So, you know, let me hear this. Let me hear this thought of yours on that.
First, it's obviously a weapon because it came from a biolab. That's number one. So even if they didn't use it intentionally, it is a weapon.
How do you know it came from a biolab?
Because this thing is only made in biolabs.
Have you studied it?
What? Nah, from everything I've been reading and all the facts.
This is just your opinion.
This is not my opinion. This is what I'm reading on the computer. Everything I read.
But if it's on a computer, it has to be true.
Well, I mean, there has to be some truth to it. I mean, they just locked the doctor up. I mean, locked the professor up, some doctor guy, and was it Harvard College? They just locked him up because he was going over there and working with the Chinese government in their biolabs with their military, studying stuff and showing them things and whatever, working with them. I don't know exactly what he was doing, but he was lying about stuff on his Homeland Security. Whatever they have to do, they have a whole process when they leave the country. He was basically saying he went there as a professor, but at the same time, he was doing other stuff, and they caught him on it. China was giving him mad money.
Right.
So the bottom line I'm saying is this thing is a weapon at the end of the day. Even though it was intentionally used, a nuclear bomb's a weapon. If a nuclear bomb went off in North Korea by accident and it killed South Koreans, there's going to be a war in the world because you don't want people to have control over stuff like that if they can, use it the right way or make it the right way. So China... This is what happened with China. There's one thing people don't realize. China stopped. Once China found out this thing got out, they stopped all their domestic flights, but they allowed their international flights. Right there is red flag number one.
Okay.
So you knew about this thing. You knew people from Wuhan had it. You know it's all over the city, but not that bad. But they're able to contain it. So they stop the domestic flights. They don't tell nobody. They don't warn the world. They say, guys, something happened by accident. This is our fucking fault. We're gonna need help.
Right.
Start making masks. Start doing this. Prepare for this. This is the information we have on a disease. Start doing your studying. Start getting ready for this because it might by accident people hopped on planes.
Right.
No, they lied about it. They downplayed it for fucking months.
Do you think it was possible that downplay was just due to national pride as opposed to, being intentional. Maybe they just wanted to cover up for the fact that they fucked up.
Yes, I agree with you on that. You're right about that. At first, they said, shit, we can't tell the world about this because,
Makes us look bad.
no, we're doing business with a lot of people, This is going to be our fault. Let's keep it quiet. But I'm sure some people in the government said, wait, this is a good thing maybe. We're getting hammered in the trade war by every country in the world, especially the United States. Most of our flights are going to the United States and the UK, majority of them.
Right.
And guess what? This is our competition. So you know what? What if we did make them sick? Because guess what? We make 95% of the antibiotics. This is a perfect opportunity. So to answer the question is they didn't intentionally do it, but it just so happens it got out.
And they tried to cover it up.
I'm not taking away the chance they intentionally did. I'm not taking away that opportunity.
What do you think the chances are?
Small.
Like 50-50, 60,
Nah,
70, 80, 80?
I think it's 10-90. 10% they might have did
But
it
that
purposely.
10% is still there.
It's still there in back of my head.
So you got to think about it. Yep. That I agree with.
So my thing is that's to me that's they're gonna kill not only 200,000 people maybe in America, possibly. That's what they're still estimating. I hope it doesn't happen, but
What are the tolls all around the world?
you know what? I have them on my phone. I can check them.
Check them.
But with that,
Let's see what the whole like the whole total for the world is right now.
the world right
I
now,
want to see.
I'll see right now. The world right now, check it out. But with that right now, that's an act of war. And
But
no, this is things happen. The war's not gonna happen.
how could it be an act of war if it wasn't
Listen.
intentional?
If it wasn't intentional, it wasn't. But if they found out about it,
If you're talking about if that 10% was legit.
no, if they found out about it and they knew this can kill 1 million people in the world, okay? You're talking about, let me tell you something about the Chinese government. They still got slavery over there, brother. They got some shit going on over there.
Why? What do they have over there?
Bro, their own people are slaves. Not in Beijing, not in Hong Kong, not in Shanghai. But you go to the mainland,
What do they do over there?
they got internment camps. They got a lot of fucked up shit over there.
Internment. So it's just all internment camps?
No,
It's like North Korea?
bro, they locked up a couple of, I don't know if it's 100% fact, but there's a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors, and there's actually some evidence, and people, like whistleblowers from China saying they locked up 2 million Muslims that are Chinese. Mm-hmm. There's Muslims, they locked them up, and they're trying to change their beliefs. They put them like a jail school type of thing, like keeping them for years.
Well, yeah, but that's a small percentage, though. I mean,
It's still being
I
done.
don't think they're all slaves, pups.
No,
all of them.
No, they're
Nah.
not. They're not the slaves. They're not the slaves. It's their own people are the slaves.
Mm-hmm.
You kidding me? I'll tell you something. Besides all that, this is not what's going to start the war. This is just another thing that's having a problem. We're having a problem in the South China Sea with them. They want, you know what their goal is? They have a 100-year plan since 1949. 2049, they have to have their 100-year anniversary of their independence or whatever, and they're like, People Republic of China, whatever they call themselves. It's a big deal to them. In their plan, they must have Taiwan, or they can't have the celebration. It wouldn't be the same. They believe Taiwan is part of China. Taiwan believes they're the China, and China believes they're the China. It's a pretty funny situation.
Yeah, it's touchy.
If you know the situation, the Chinese got into the Civil War, and one side ran to Taiwan, the side that lost. But they held Taiwan now because they were still a good military. You know, and plus, back then you didn't have Navy, so they were able to get over there, I guess, put up their forces. But America can't let them take Taiwan, and we have military bases there. We have Navy ships going around there.
Right.
Taiwan does not want to be a part of China, and the Philippines are going after China in the South China Sea, and so is Vietnam. Now, let me tell you something, bro. These little countries like the Philippines and Vietnam, don't fuck with them. They got fucking-
Vietnam, we found out what happens when you fuck with
exactly.
them.
Just like Afghanistan. You don't fuck with these countries.
Right.
You know why? Because they've been in war for the past 200 years.
And they're on their home turf.
They've been fighting wars for thousands of years, these motherfuckers, bro.
Yes.
Guerrilla warfare. Let me tell you something about Vietnam, too. Vietnam, that little south part of Asia that has a problem with fucking China. You have Australia, Indonesia, New Guinea. They have a lot of fishing over there. I think something's going to break out there. The coronavirus is just another thing. You know what's going to happen now? The world is going to hold them responsible financially. That's going to cause friction. China's going to be fucking babies about it and be jerk-offs, and they're going to start putting their ships closer. You know, right now, you see it happen with America and Russia here and there. Their ships get close, and they're playing. It just takes one altercation to start an all-out war. So China's going to get mad because of their economy's going to fucking crash after this, because everyone's going to stop doing business with them. What company's going to want to send their people over there or send their factories to get goods from there anymore? This virus can go on surfaces. China can just send shit to people and just wipe out the whole fucking thing. People are scared right now.
Yeah.
Italy's scared.
Yeah.
Italy's talking about. I'll tell you something. Italy got a lot of shit going on, but I saw one guy on TV, and I don't agree with him. I believe there's, everyone that's a citizen of Italy. I don't care what they are, what color, what religion, but he said something that was fucking scary. He goes, "This is Italy. I'm Italian. This is Italy. This is my, the way he was saying it. It's like they killed fucking 20, probably 30,000 people there, quick.
No, it hit them hard.
They were mad, bro. They're mad. Another thing too. Forget the fucking news, because the news is propaganda to keep us on our toes. Let's be honest, man. All news.
Sure.
It's propaganda to keep us on. You talk to people on the streets. You go to the average fucking deli, the average place. People are talking about. I saw an old teacher of mine. I'm not gonna say his name. I saw an old teacher of mine today. You know what he told me? His son told me. All day he's in the house. Fucking Chinese. This fucking Chinese. They fucking did this to us. So it's not. I'm not saying me.
But you got to understand, a lot of the news media outlets, where do you think these people get their news? And they believe it a whole lot more.
Created.
And right, but it tells them how to think, and then they're walking around their house going fucking Chinese and fucking Chinese. When they're not really looking at the store. I know a lot of those people. I call them the bros. You know what I'm saying? They just, you know what I'm saying? I've been a sanitation worker for 35 years, and I just believe this, and I'm set in my ways, and then whatever the media tells me, whatever the United States tells me, I'm not going to question it. I understand there's patriotism and whatnot, but on some real shit, you got to formulate your own thoughts.
How about this? This is what scares me.
What's up, Chucky?
This is what scares me, is that our biggest competitor is China. They're basically number 2 economy-wise. We're number 1, okay? It's a huge competition with us, and it's also a big competition in the South China Sea.
We owe them a lot of money, too.
You know what? People don't understand that, too, because they say we do so much trading back and forth. Every day it changes. Yeah, we owe them money, but the thing is, they make everything for us. We just, whatever. This is the bottom line. It's a smart tactic because we're getting shit for free. You're making our stuff for free with their resources over there. This is what I'm trying to get at right now, is that with the South China Sea this close, and with the with the economy war going on, it's not about. It's about the people of America. When they were cool with China, they didn't really care about them. It was behind the scenes, getting ripped off all the time, money wise, and they were building their militaries. No one was telling them. When this coronavirus thing happened, and people's families died, and they're walking around and they're hearing on TV that China might be responsible for this, but they're also hearing China didn't do it purposely. The media is telling the people, they're trying to manipulate us, and they're trying to propaganda to keep us calm, because the last time
and aim us like a weapon.
Listen, no, some people are just,
public opinion is a very strong weapon.
It's the strongest weapon.
Correct.
So what I'm saying is,
so when you aim it, you could have political, ramifications. You can have more radical choices due to the fact that public opinion stands behind you. That's where you got to be careful.
What I'm saying is, you have 350 million people living here. The last thing you want is 200 or 300. The last thing you want is 300 million people thinking that China attacked us with a virus, because the people make the decision to go to war pretty much at the end of the day. Like when Japan hit us, it was crazy. When 9/11 happened, I was here. 9/11 happened. Let me tell you something.
I was here too.
Yeah, you were here too. We saw the difference on how people looked at the Middle East. No one even knew who the fuck these people were.
It was crazy.
The day before, if you said the Middle East, no one gave a fuck. The day after, everybody in America, blow these motherfuckers up. They fucking bombed us, this, that, whatever. They wanted to kill everybody over there. Well, now, I'm against it, but at the end of the day, I think if I'm against, going to wars and stuff. But sometimes when a country gets hit hard with something, Boris, you're talking about 200,000 people, Boris. This is a lot of people. This is more than Vietnam, Boris.
Well, here's the thing. When you only get a piece of the story and not the whole thing, it's really hard to know what's going on with this. You know what I mean? So it's hard to get the proper gauge on things without knowing the whole thing. And when you're only getting pieces of it, somebody only knows that, somebody only knows this. It's not really well informed.
You ready? You got New York City's different with us. We have technology. We're informed 24/7 about shit, news, everything. Hold on.
It's the rest of the country too.
All right, when you go down to some of these states, You got it's hard to explain. It's not about the media trying to propaganda us and lie to us. The media's been lying to us for 100 years, and we already know about that. What I'm saying is, it's the people that are sitting down having dinner and talking, and their kids are there, and their people there, and they're sitting there saying, and you have that one uncle there saying, yeah, man, fuck this, China did this shit purposely. Everyone did it purposely. If the people of America start to get to the point where they think China did it purposely, politicians also think that. So if you have enough people and enough politicians to say whatever, I'm not saying they're going to go to war with them.
Public opinion, that's right.
I'm not going to say they're going to go to war with them. What I'm going to say is there's going to be an animosity.
Yes.
And it's going to build up. Okay? It's going to build up slowly, but one day it's going to pop off. And when it pops off, America's going to have no problem hitting them. If we found out tomorrow that there was some secret plan that China did this, the last thing they're going to do is tell the people about it. Because they don't want to go to war with China. No one does. Because it's going to be an all-out, like I said, everybody's going to be dead. They're not going to tell the people. The question is, what do we do about it? We don't tell the people, we don't declare war, but we hit them with something next, quietly, and show them that, hey, you want to do it to us, we're going to cure ourselves, and we're going to do it to you 10 times worse after. And we're going to do it in Beijing, we're going to do it in Shanghai, we're going to do it in every major city in one night.
It's called spreading democracy.
So I'm saying, but what I'm worried about is if America starts to blame China, and there's this friction there. And then China says, you know what, fuck yous one day. We're taking over the South China Sea. They start putting their ships over there. And then our ships are over there. And they say, you know what, we're going to Taiwan now. We're not even going to talk to America anymore. You're blaming us for trying to kill, you're blaming us for that fucking pandemic? Because China's already saying they didn't have anything to do with it. They were all lying about it, covering shit up. You know, 184 countries who were saying, yo, motherfucker, the last thing, China lose, how about this? If China lost all their business tomorrow from 184 countries, you know what they're doing? They're going into the country next door and taking their resources to feed their people. Because right now, the way they're feeding their people and they're running their economy is through all these countries they're doing work for. They're like the biggest producer in the world. They're like a factory on planet Earth.
Yes, they are.
And
they produce goods for everybody.
If every country starts making their own factory, the people themselves are going to get hungry. And when they get hungry, they're going to do what they got to do to eat.
Well, you know, that's how it was before. Each country kind of stood for whatever it made, and it made it good, and it made it good. And then whatever it didn't have, it traded for. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the world economy was born. When you subsidize the world's production into one country, I can see something like this even happening what we're going through now, because it's dysentery at the end of the day. You know, the wet markets and all that kind of good stuff. You know, if you were past that socially, you know, if instead you had a nice supermarket, that if you wanted like fucking tiger or bat, you could have it, but it'll be packaged nicely and cleaned and done properly. You know what I'm saying? So the problem is, a lot of China they're developing right now. They're going through due to the money that we owe them and the payments that we're making. We're actually building the new China, and this is not just us. I'm talking about the whole world when I say us. They're building right now, today. They're running miles and miles of highway to places that never thought they'd see a highway. We're talking like little rice paddy villages. You know what I'm saying? But once those rice paddy villages get that, and then they can get Wi-Fi, bro, that's when the real growth spurt is happening. Right now, it's the Industrial Revolution. After that, it's going to be, you know what I'm saying?
No, industrial is dying. It's
industrial.
It's a technology evolution.
When I say industrial revolution, I'm talking about going from the fucking rice paddy to a factory making iPhones. This is what I mean by industrial. It encompasses technology. But they're building this highway. They're building this infrastructure. So right now, I think they would have the least to profit from going into conflict with anybody, because so much money is owed to them that when these payments come in, the country grows bigger. With every payment, the country grows bigger. So what I'm saying is, like that 10% you were mentioning before, the only reason I really don't agree with it is because that's what I think it is. I think they were so scared when that shit happened, go, oh my God, these fucking idiots. Shit. They released this thing. Fuck. All right, keep it quiet for as long as we could, because we need the next 2 payments to come in to grow the country. And then, you know, we'll tell them, and hopefully, you know, it doesn't, You know what I mean? But the problem is it's spread. So I think they're the last ones to want this bread to go away right now. So that's my opinion.
What if this happened? Because the Chinese military, because remember, what is it? It's the People's Republic
Of China.
of China.
Yes.
But the military and the government are kind of like separate entities.
No. One thing.
Well, it's one thing.
One
yeah,
thing.
It's one thing there. But what I'm saying
Communist rule. One thing. One
okay,
party.
hold on. There you go. What I'm saying is that
Shush.
the things happen without the leader knowing about it sometimes. It's like Iran.
In China, very few, and I doubt it. I doubt it really and truly, because you got to understand, communism is a mindset. It's a mindset.
All right, so
it's
this is what I was
where
saying.
you're an ant, okay? And if you don't do for the anthill, the whole colony will die. So you don't matter. Now, grant you, the reason communism doesn't work is communism technically becomes an oligarchy.
I wasn't talking about communism.
But you have to deal with communism, because that's communist China you're talking about right now. So you need to understand how communism works in order to understand how they think. A true believer into the communist cause means I'm a cog in the system, and I serve the government, and the government does everything.
All right.
So now, what happens is, I forgot what I was going to say. Shit.
Yeah, no, you strayed off a little bit. I wasn't talking about that.
Oh, yeah. The people are programmed to believe what the government tells us. It tells them. But the problem is the top echelon of a communist regime becomes an oligarchy. They become the ones that run shit. You know what I'm saying? If a normal person's supposed to get 2 bags of food, somebody, to compare, up there in the levels, you get fucking 3 or 4 bags of food and a car and an apartment. So those people want to keep their power in the oligarchy. And that's how communism doesn't work. Because you're always going to have a group of people that are going to try to get something else out of it. But the rest of the people are true believers. And when you got true believers, you got people that are willing to die for you. And that's true communism. So it depends on how much they're enforcing communism and how much the actual people, with the age of the internet and all that good stuff, even though their internet is censored over there, how much do they really believe? Yeah, okay. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. The whole point. Nah, you start talking about communism. What was I talking about? You didn't ask me the question about what do you think happened. There's a possibility that somebody in a biolab did this as like this was done by maybe a military general or someone high up in the ranks, and that maybe the president of China didn't know about it, or maybe they did it. Like that doctor who did it, I said this guy got killed right away. So my thing is, what if China? Hold on a second. What if the Chinese government? What if somebody in the military did something without? Hold on a second. Let me finish my point, please. You went on 20 minutes about communism. What if somebody in the fucking military did something, and there was doctors involved? Certain people that are involved were killed. What if they did something and the Chinese government found out that they did, and they're trying to cover it up because they
deal with it in-house.
Deal with it in-house because they were.
So what I'm saying is,
it seems like it was purposely done, but not purposely.
So if
done.
I understand you right,
I'm gonna finish my point. Hold on.
If I understand you right so far,
yeah, I want to finish my point.
I know you're gonna finish it.
I didn't. I'm gonna forget it. I'm not gonna.
So if I understand your point correctly, that even though they were trying to run, good government or whatever, a rogue general decided, which is possible, to say, what, just say what, I'm gonna release this thing, and I'm not gonna tell them shit. Because I'm just done with the shit. And he used the powers that be to go do it. And he did it. Is that what you're saying?
No, this is what I was going to say. The number one biggest problem is that, especially in America, is when our media says something, we never believe them. Because they're fake news now. That's the biggest thing. When the Chinese military says, it came from the wet market from a bat, everyone in America believes it. They all talk about it. They even put pictures on Facebook about it. I say, you're a bunch of fucking morons. Okay? It didn't come from a fucking bat. This is a biological weapon. Then China changes the story and says, oh no, what happened was someone in the lab by accident got it, and then they went to the wet markets and bought it back. How the fuck do you know that? If he got that at the lab, did he hop on a train to get to the fucking lab? You understand? Did he have to walk 5 blocks? Did he have to maybe travel a mile? Did he hop on a bus, a train, a cab? Did he infect 25 people on the way to the wet lab?
Yeah.
This is why I say a lot of American people are too fucking stupid when they watch the news. Because the news says everybody Listen to me. Everybody, we have something called the coronavirus. It came from China's biolabs, but what happened was that somebody got it, and then they went to a fucking wet market, and they bought a bat, or I don't know what the fuck it was. They went to the wet market, and they gave it to them, then they got into the food. They've been doing the wet markets for probably 80 years, and they've been doing wet markets, these motherfuckers. And things do pop out, but not like this. This is a weapon. There's 4 different kind of strains hitting the world. There's different strains now. This thing is changing. This thing is, nobody knew about it. Why? Because it's new. The reason why the American government, it's just like Pearl Harbor. Listen to me.
This strain is new.
Listen.
It's been around.
It's just like, this is what I think. I think a part of the Chinese government was against this. They would never do something like that. It wasn't like you said it before, because of their infrastructure and their economy. It's not worth it. But I think there's some people in the military who are fucking,
Just said, fuck it.
No, they don't. No. Listen, I bet you half their military does not agree with half the government on top of them who they work for. Like, our military does not agree with all of our government. They're like half and half. They're Republican and Democratic. In China, there's still a little political.
There's only one.
There is no.
There's only the People's Republic of China.
Yes,
the
yes.
government and the army
Okay.
are literally one.
Okay, on paper, it's only one.
It is.
But in people's minds, it's different. So there are some.
You can't.
Hold on, let me finish. There are some people in the Chinese military who don't think the way the country's being ran militarily. There's people who think we could wipe the United States out tomorrow. Let's do it. And the president's probably saying, we really can't. It's not worth it. There'll be fucking 50 countries after us. We'll be fucking fighting for the next 4 years. We're going to kill 1 billion people on the planet. It's not worth it. But some general might say, you know what? Fuck them. I'm tired of them. Who knows why? There could be a fucking 50 of them in there. I think somebody was behind this. I think it wasn't the Chinese government. It wasn't a plan. It wasn't a mission, a secret mission. I think, like I said before, somebody went rogue mentally, and they pulled this off. This was a lot of timing. There's a lot of planning.
I could believe
and what
that.
happened, the Chinese government knew what they did. They probably killed the doctor, probably interrogated him, killed him. They probably 25 people got killed, and you won't even know about it because the Chinese government does not leak anything. They're very smart. They'll kill 50 people in their government.
Communism,
You will not
kid.
know. A lot of governments can do that. The United States does it too, and we're a democracy.
True.
We kill people, nobody knows
True.
about it.
True.
So what I'm saying is, I don't think China did this intentionally, but I think there are people in the Chinese government and the military who did it intentionally, who knew about it, and didn't mind saying, hey, it's already in America.
It's already happening, so let's take advantage.
And then the Chinese government, of course, they're going to try to take advantage economically and try to sell us stuff for it, though. But what's going to happen now is that China's going to have to make the deal of a lifetime with the world to keep their business going.
Do you think? Yo, I just got an idea. Do you think this is a way to bankrupt them and take all the money back?
That could be it, too.
Could it be a reverse setup?
Yeah. I was going to get to that next. That was my next
Imagine
point.
they sent like a CIA agent in there and go, you know what? Why don't you steal this and then spread it real quick?
How about this?
And you know what I'm saying? And then it would have been like, okay, then we're gonna make them go broke and make them responsible and make them pay back all the money. But really, we're gonna put that money back towards the coffers that we let them use in the first place, and we won't have a deficit.
Hey, listen, I don't want to believe that, but I can go way off the trail. I can say, okay, maybe it's a possibility that the United States said, hey, you know what? Let's fucking make the world mad at China. Let's create a disease. We'll contain it. We're going to lose 200,000 people, but we're going to become far more richer. England and...
We did it with the Twin Towers. We lost 3,000, and we got a whole country that we wanted to. Yeah, we didn't find nothing there. Yeah, we didn't take the oil, but we got the whole country.
The Twin Towers wasn't staged.
Yes, it was. That shit straight up was. And it's sad. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. But it happened.
But listen, with China, I think there's a part of the Chinese government that wants to do shit like that. I think there's a big part that doesn't want to do it. And I think there's some problems inside that government. There's always been. Remember, they were created off a civil war. Don't ever forget that. The Chinese government was created from a civil war. So was America. There's still people in America who like the old system. Now, there's a very minority of them.
True.
Those are the guys that make me face. Those are the guys who do terrorism in our own country back in the day, and they still do it now.
Those guys also become senators, and they penetrate the government.
And it happens in the Chinese government too. What are you, stupid?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When some guy says, hey, let's go into fucking Iraq and steal their oil, some people are like, nah, let's not kill. Let's do it a different way. Let's try to buy it off them and make friends with them. You have some guy, like you said, who's like, yeah, it's back to the
You know what?
American way. Fuck us, bomb 'em.
Send the inspectors for the WMDs. And then say we found something, and then go in there full scale and do what we want.
Yeah, you could prop up some bullshit fucking surveillance pictures. I mean, where are those pictures being taken? Who really knows? It could be our own desert. You see this? It's a nuclear bomb right in the middle of the desert.
Right.
Nuclear bomb. It could be taking a picture in Arizona. This is Iraq, Baghdad.
Right.
Saddam's house is right here. He has it in his backyard. We're gonna go get him.
Right.
And the American people are like, yeah, kill him. Mm-hmm. Because on the nuclear bomb it says for USA.
Once you got once you got public opinion, the thing is, it's you know why they call it the world stage? It's the same thing as the media. The media is a small conglomerate of that. You know, we're going to show you what we think is happening, and then you make your own opinion about it. But really, when I'm showing you something, I'm forcing your opinion already. You know, if I show you only one side of the story and make it like, oh, these are the bad people and this, that, and the third, and this is it because they did this and this and this and this, and I show you isolated incidents, I'm going to sway your opinion to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the third side never comes out, or both sides are not 50-50. And that's on a media scale. Now imagine on a world scale, the world stage. Let's make this whole country think that this happened. Okay, but really we're going to be preparing for this, and we're going to do this, and doesn't matter which side it is. Could be us, could be them, could be fucking Australia for all I know.
Hey, I'll tell you
You understand what I'm saying? Like, it could be Japan, you know what I'm saying, pulling the strings. But these are the things that are happening on the world stage. Yeah. So, and when we look at it, it's almost like watching a movie, because you can't influence the movie. What's up, Sick with it? You know, you can't influence the movie. The movie's still happening.
Movie?
The world stage.
Oh.
We're watching. We can't influence it. We can't change it, and it's still happening. So therefore, it becomes like a big play that plays out in front of you. Just like, you know, in ancient Rome, when the fucking bard would come into the village and audibly tell people the news. Oh, the next 2 towns over, this guy got fucking killed. That's how they got their news. Only by believing this guy who supposedly was there, or somebody told him the story. So now imagine it playing out on the world stage. But the thing is, social media, the thing we're on right now, the internet took that for a whole big screw, because now you could have somebody in China who can reach out and go, nah, that's not the way it is. Or somebody reaching out from here saying, no, that guy didn't beat the shit out of that guy. That guy didn't kill that guy. So the whole story becomes a lot better, and it can't be controlled. So this is where...
Yes, you're looking I think you're looking a little too much into it. Like, you put like 100 scenarios to one.
I have to.
I look at the simple one.
I don't like to be narrow-minded. How about that?
There's certain countries that, you know, if you notice, like, a lot of the islands were unaffected, which was good. India. Listen. This whole
India's a wild place. India. Mumbai and them. Just wild.
I believe, listen, this was a military facility, all right? This Wuhan biolab, where these doctors worked, okay? And don't forget, they have American doctors they just locked up, professors, whatever they are, who are working there. They just locked them up in America. Hold on, Stefan. They locked them up. So remember this now. Something's up. Something's up. This is a Chinese military biolab. It's ran by the military. It goes through the military. And something gets out by accident, and it fucking takes out fucking 1 million people in the world.
See, the thing is, there's no proof.
Oh, the proof's in the pudding, man.
The thing is, the same way when you watch Ancient Aliens or listen to Bob Lazar, it sounds very believable. It sounds like something that you'd want to hear, but the reality is, you don't know. And if you don't know, that gray area is where guys like that will insert stories, okay? Because it is possible. You know, like when you say, did the ancient aliens teach man how to build pyramids? Like, you don't know, so part of your brain's got to go, I think that's possible. But when you look at fucking fossils and carbon dating, you go, okay, this was done like this and this and this. Which one makes more sense? Do you know what I'm saying? So, a good George Carlin line is, you know, symbols are for the symbol-minded. So if I tell you that the ancient aliens designed the pyramids, it's easier to believe than believing for a fact that it was a galvanic battery that ancient people learned how to make shows with. You know what I'm saying? Make a little spark here and there and make you think the gods were there. It's dangerous thinking to be narrow-minded. At least I like conspiracy theories. I'm thinking of the 10% that you're talking about, the 10% that it is a fucking apocalypse, a fucking Resident Evil T virus that was released, I'm like, yo, on like, 10% of my core is going fucking A, man. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to get weapons and we got to wait for the zombies to come. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. But when my reality hits, I'm like, shit, I'd rather keep that in the movies, bro. You know what I'm saying? In reality, I'd like to make sure that something like this doesn't happen, something that we predicted actually happening. Movies or non-movies, you got to worry about that. So, on that note, the 10% could be real, but I try my best to believe more in humanity and think that it's possible that the other 90% will fuck up, whether it be from a biolab or from a species of bat. You know what I'm saying? And then once you are embarrassed already, instead of telling people, look, I shit on the coats, you tell people who shit on the coats. You understand? That's the question. That's the thing I'm saying. So, and that's my belief. I hope we don't go to war with nobody. You know what I'm saying? But if we do, we'll give them hell. That's for sure. Because I do believe in this country on that note. We got a fucking military that can smite motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was just saying that someone in this is a Chinese military facility. It's ran by the military. The doctors work for the military. Everybody in charge of everything's in the military. In order to get out of that place, you have to go through, I'm sure, security. This thing was not just by accident. It was, I think it was purposely done by certain people. I think the Chinese government found out who did it. They're taking care of the problem in their own way.
Took care of him, son.
Hold on.
They killed him, son.
I don't know. Killed him, interrogated him. I have no information.
There was one dude that disappeared, straight business,
Let me finish
who revealed the whole thing.
And I think right now China's biggest battle is not to take care of the people that did this. I think their biggest battle is to how to fix the problem with the world, because the whole world is pissed off with them, and this is going to hurt China economically.
Nightmare.
It's going to hurt them with production-wise, business, hurt them with relationships with other countries, everything. And China, like you said before, China has a lot of money out there with other countries: Africa, Europe, America, Canada, South America. They have money in the Middle East. They have money everywhere. A lot of governments are saying, hey, listen, by the way, we know you owe your money, but yo, you lost 30,000 people because of what the fuck you happened in your lab. And China's going to say, but no, give us our money, because I know how,
Yeah, we're going to cut you in half.
No.
We're worried now.
Listen, China's going to have to make a deal with people. They have to make a deal with them. They have to forgive that probably. But I'll tell you right now, whatever America owes them.
I like that one. Forgive that. I think that's what I think. That's what I think the goal is. Go.
I think the country that's going to tell China fuck you out in the public, and they're going to want the rest of the world to see it, and there's going to be about probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 countries that are going to say that, maybe 5. I believe America's going to be the first one to say, we're not giving you your fucking money we owe you, because we lost fucking 200,000 Americans. It's going to, number 1. I think Canada is going to be pissed off about it. I think the South American countries, but I also think the main countries are going to be America, Canada, England, France, and Italy are going to come out. And Australia hasn't got hit hard yet, but they're having some issues over there. And then those are going to be the 5 top countries that are going to say fuck you out in the public to them. What do? Come fight a war? Because even Italy and England and France are strong fucking countries. You're not just walking in there and taking shit over.
Not really.
I don't care
maybe
who's trying.
France.
No, even not. No, they have nukes. They have military. They have air force. They have navies. They're going to tell you something right now. People don't understand something. It's not just the United States military down at the South China Sea. You have England, you have France, you have Canada, you have Australia.
The allies.
Hold on, you have Vietnam, you have Indonesia, New Guinea, you have the Philippines. Okay,
and the United Nations.
And you also have Taiwan. You have that's exactly what I was going at. We have basically the world stage is surrounding China right now, and we're saying, hey, you can make our goods, you can build your cities, you can be good.
I think we're standing right outside the wall now, going, hey man, how about we inspect your nukes real quick?
Maybe. This is the problem with China right now, too, though.
Trying to Afghanistan them motherfuckers.
No, this is the problem with China. And the world's seeing it right now. Is China is making a lot of money. And we don't make things. They don't make things for us when we give them money. We give them resources. So if you know,
Right.
and it's money exchange, whatever it is. But
I think it's a combined both money and resource exchange. They're building 30 miles of highway a day, Pops.
forget the highways.
No. Think about how much that costs. Think
know.
about how much that costs
know.
for
I
a
know.
second.
All right, it's a lot of money.
Right.
But I don't want to get.
So sometimes they'll send money. Sometimes they'll send concrete. You understand? But whatever pays the bills. But the problem is the payment. When the payment is made, the country gets bigger. That's how I look at it. Every payment makes the country bigger.
All right.
So, go ahead.
All right, but the thing is, in order for them to build their highways, to move their military around and move their goods around, they have to get those resources. They don't. China doesn't have the resources that America has and some countries have and Europe has. Every country has their own unique resources. Unfortunately, America has a lot of them. And we get them from other countries. We have good business going on. China has to get a lot of their resources out from other countries. This is what I'm talking about. China's been doing this. They've been building up for a long time. They're building their military up. All the money China makes economy-wise is going into their military, little by little. Not all of it, though, but they're keeping their country stable, and they're also fucking putting money into the military. Every year, China's budget's going up, up, and up. We're seeing that. We know when you start spending more money than us on your military, they're gonna get bigger. China's getting big militarily. But right now, we can fucking demolish them in a war in a matter of fucking probably a year or two. We'll demolish them. If there was no nukes involved, we would beat them because all we do is just bomb the shit out of them from the water.
So here we
now,
go.
Hold on
Let me stop you real quick.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But natural resources you were talking about, right? China's natural resources include coal, iron ore, petroleum, natural gas, mercury, tin, tungsten, antimony, manganese, molybdenum, I don't know what that is, vanadium, magnetite, aluminum, hydropower.
Listen, they probably
and arable land. Okay, now
do me a favor. Name.
Now.
Hold on. Do me a favor. Do
What
me a favor right now. Do
is-
me a favor right now.
What
Boris,
is? Wait.
Name 1,000 of
I'm
their
not
resources.
done making my
Name
point.
them all. That's not the point. I'm not talking about resources.
I know, but resources are what the battle is for. At the end of the day, when you look at what history is, so now, what are America's primary resources geographically? Why don't we have this?
Well, like I was saying, while you're looking for that,
I'm already done.
all right. So go ahead. Tell them all the resources.
Hold on, I want to see primary resources. But it didn't work as good. Okay, primary resources, historical research. Doesn't even tell us what America's primary resources.
Because it's not what I was talking about. I was saying they rely on other countries for resources. I don't want to go into what resources they get from each country. We'll be here for like 20 fucking
That's
million
the
hours.
point.
No, we'll be
You
here for 20 million
want
hours.
to eat facts, bro. I like facts.
Yeah, but right now what I'm
when
saying.
people don't spit facts,
All right.
shit gets me pissed. So I like to fact check motherfuckers.
All right, so okay, how about this? Okay, so maybe we're not sure. Maybe China gets other resources from other countries. Maybe. Okay.
They do,
Yeah. So.
but they make a lot of shit in house and they sell it.
Yes.
So and
What I was trying to say.
Go ahead.
What I was trying to say. I don't need to hear every resource they make. What I was trying to say.
oh no, I'll just fact check you on stuff.
All right. So what I was trying to say is that so fact check me right now. Okay, and I'll give you 5 minutes on the computer.
Don't give me 5 minutes. Tell me what you
No,
want.
I wasn't talking about resources. What I said was China is using all the money from production, making all the money, and they're building their military up. Okay? But they have one problem. The majority of their resources, the important resources for war, they need outside the country. That's why them going to war will only work for a certain amount of time because they will run out of resources. There will be blockades. Countries will stop giving them certain things, and that includes oil. Okay? I'm sure they have
oil.
Yes, listen, every country in the world has oil in the ground.
Right.
The question is how much do they have, and can they produce enough in a certain amount of time to fight a machine like America? We have proved it in every war pretty much that we can keep on going. We only leave when it gets to the point where it's not worth it anymore. But if we go to war with China, if you have 20, 30 countries going after them because of this whole fucking pandemic, strong countries, we're going to be trading resources between each other and giving each other's resources and all kind of military supplies. China's going to be by themselves. They won't even have Russia. Russia would not get involved. They won't be stupid enough to. It wouldn't benefit them. What China did was fucked up to the world. They have killed a lot of people. And a lot of countries are going to put memorials up. They're not going to forget it. Yo, Italy, this is like their Holocaust almost, in a way. You know? Seriously.
Italy's been through the Holocaust.
I'm not going to get into facts about the Holocaust. I'm saying, but this is a big deal for them.
It's a big deal, but it's not the Holocaust, Pops.
Well, it's a lot bigger than... It's like a 9/11 for them. Whatever it is.
Definitely not a Holocaust.
All right, well, I didn't mean to say that.
Correct yourself.
What I'm saying is that when 30,000 people die in your fucking country in 3 months, and you find out another country did that to you...
But you didn't find that shit out, did you? You're speculating on a 10% out of 90, so what the fuck are we talking about here?
All right, so how about this? Okay, you're right, okay? I have no proof they did it on purpose. You show me all the proof they didn't do it on purpose.
90%. And you have 10.
No, I want
it's
right
understandable.
Right now, you proof me didn't do it on purpose. You tell me what you think happened.
Couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. That's the whole point.
Exactly.
That's the whole point. And neither can you. So what happens is when you let an opinion blind you, you're going to get it to a point where it controls you, and you just say, I hate everybody and I hate these people, and we got to bow them. We got to bow them.
I never said this was...
They got into your head.
All right.
They got into your head, Pops.
I never said this is fact. What I'm saying is this is my theory. Hold on. This is not CNN or Fox News.
This is your opinion.
This is my theory. I'm looking at common fucking sense. You have a biological weapon.
How do you know it's biological? Okay. You don't know that it's a weapon. You know it's biological, but you don't know it's a weapon. They're saying that this shit couldn't have been created biologically to be this good. Right. Okay? This good.
All right.
The human mind is not technical enough to make a virus this good.
You're right. I forgot, because when China is making coronavirus in their labs, they tell us everything. We made a really good one right now, United States. We made a great one.
Did you know that the coronavirus was around in bovine, which is cows, by the way, here, there, and everywhere for a long fucking time.
And do you know they can make smallpox?
Yes.
Smallpox was a disease.
Well, smallpox was weaponized.
But hold on a second.
It was weaponized, just like you're talking, in the lab. It was.
Can I have 30 seconds, please? 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
I asked for 30 seconds.
Go.
Smallpox started off with a disease. We learned about the disease. We learned how to create the disease. Once you create a disease and you make it better, it's called a biological weapon. So China learned about the coronavirus. They learned about SARS. They learned about all these diseases. And they can make them in labs now. When you make them in a lab, when there's doctors making coronavirus, they learn about it different ways. They learn how to cure it. They learn about vaccines. They learn how to weaponize it. When they learn about labs, it's a biological fucking weapon. And when a biological weapon in any country, in a military facility, gets out, and doesn't affect their country, but it affects 184 countries in the world. Okay? That's a fucking problem.
How do you know it didn't affect their country? In a place where they
It might have affected a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay, so how about this then? So
in a country where they keep statistics under wraps, you're trying to tell me...
I'm so happy you brought it up.
You're trying to tell me that they couldn't have had consistent losses,
See,
bro?
This is the deal. I want to say this. I want to say this right now. Because hold on, what you just cut me off on with the statistics, I was just going to give them to you. I have the exact ones in my head right now. I'm going to give them to you. Now, let me finish. I have 10 more seconds now because you cut me off on 20. This is the deal.
Off again too.
Okay, this is the deal though. Yesterday, I saw China put out, the WHO, the World Health Organization, that there was only 8 deaths in Beijing. 8 deaths of 18 million people. But New York City has thousands, and they have 8 million people. China put their numbers up. They had a lot of infected, but they don't have a lot of deaths because the disease is different in other countries. Okay? So China put up their own numbers. Now, since everybody believes China on everything they said, I think a lot of people died in China, and they're not saying anything about it. But right now, China's saying, we only have 8 deaths in Shanghai, and they tell CNN and Fox News, and they both put it on TV, and some news stations are for it, some are against it. Some say they're lying, some say they're saying the truth. What I'm saying is, biological weapon, military facility. Hold on, don't cut me off right now. What I'm saying is,
I got something for your ass after this. Go ahead.
Beijing, how many deaths?
Yeah, I got something for your ass after this.
How many deaths?
How many deaths? Experts know that the coronavirus is not a bioweapon.
No, put up the Chinese stuff.
They disagree on whether it could have leaked from a research lab.
I'm not.
But what happened?
I'm not going against scientists right now.
But you are.
I'm saying this is my theory. I'm not going against facts of other scientists.
So this is cutting into your theory, bro.
No, what I'm saying is that I find it very odd when a disease started in China and their major city, Beijing, which is a lot closer than New York City. They have 8 deaths. Okay, 8 fucking deaths. And New York City has fucking thousands. Okay? America has hundreds of thousands soon to be, maybe. And China doesn't have anything close to it. So I'm saying either China's lying about their numbers or it's true. Now, the media believes it's true. The Americans believe it's true right now. Everyone, the whole world's saying China's telling the truth. They only have 8 people that are dead in China. I find it very odd. This is a biological weapon in a military facility that broke out in China. And they have less deaths than New York City. You know how big fucking China is, bro? I mean, people are there. And we have more deaths than all of China. How the fuck is that possible? So you explain that.
I will. I'm about to.
Tell me how many deaths are in Beijing. Don't tell me who made the disease and who worked on it. I don't care about that.
You don't care about that, but I like facts.
It's not relative to the conversation.
It is relevant because you're saying it's a super virus created in a lab, and pretty much science is agreeing that it's not. So what the fuck are you saying, Pops?
No. What I'm saying is, the coronavirus popped up through an animal. It's 100% fact. I know that part of the story. 100% fact, the coronavirus popped up from an animal. After it popped up in an animal, right?
Why are you getting nervous about what I'm about to tell you?
Let me finish saying. Let me finish my point. You're going to keep on cutting me off. I'm not going to do this anymore.
I'm going to keep on cutting you off, bitch.
Okay?
Yeah.
I want 20 seconds. I swear to God.
You already had fucking 3 minutes.
I got to stop and say, stop cutting me off.
But it's not going to happen.
The coronavirus started off in animals, okay? I'm not sure the exact animal. I'm sure you're going to tell me in a second. I don't need to know that.
Nope.
It started off in an animal, okay? It started off in an animal. After it went into an animal, it went to human beings. After it went to human beings, the Chinese government, whatever government was in the world, found out about it. Maybe the World Health Organization. I don't know. But governments find out about certain things, okay? Yeah. And what they were able to do was they were able to, maybe get the fucking disease. They learned about it, but they were able to create it. If they can create smallpox and they can create other diseases in a lab, you can create diseases in labs. So
yes, you can.
They can create a disease in a lab. Once they create that disease and they create a new strain, it's called a biological weapon because they're not creating it because they want to just understand it. Part of it's to understand it, but they're creating it saying, hey, let's learn about this because they can learn how to make something else from that. That's how biological weapons are. They get one disease and they make them stronger and they make them better and better as time goes on. Okay? Also, mustard gas is chemical weapons. That's how they do it, bro. 100%. But with the fucking, this thing did come from an animal. I don't need to hear the doctor who found it first and which animal it was. It's not about that. What I'm saying is a fucking disease was in a lab and it broke out, but it didn't affect China. It affected the fucking world. And China knew about it first. China knew about this shit, bro. They knew when people were going to the hospital and they were fucking dying of the same fucking symptoms that was happening with SARS. What was happening when they had the coronavirus.
So you had a minute just now.
All right, so go ahead. Tell me everybody who made it. I don't know. I really don't care.
I'm going to tell you who made it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
They looked at whether the virus was engineered by humans and
animals.
Shut the fuck up. And in present, what appears to be convincing evidence that it was not.
Oh, what appears? Okay, it's
at
animals.
Present evidence.
It's animals, yeah. Okay, so what's that? You're going to read the whole article? It's animals.
They also considered the possibility that the outbreak could have resulted from an inadvertent lab release from a virus under study, but concluded we do not believe that any type of laboratory-based scenario is plausible.
I want to see what you're getting.
So what the fuck, bro? What the fuck, bro? What the fuck, bro? What the fuck, bro? Oh yeah, it's not. It's believe me, it's Fox. It's Fox News, kid. I'm getting it from Fox City. Sit your dumb ass down because I just fact checked you in the house.
All right, so you read an article.
So your 10% just went bye from the first article I read.
Okay, I'll give you 20 minutes and I will comment on that after. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You can comment on that right now.
So you're reading an article that someone.
The first article.
The first one.
Yep, out of a list.
Okay, everybody watch this. Mm-hmm. He wants to write an article.
Conspiracytheories.com, baby. Yes, we are wildin'. I just like to fact check them and see them squirm, right? Son. I just like seeing them squirm. You know what I'm saying? Because their people took as much of a fucking loss as our people. This fucking thing is, and it's real. It's not, it's hurting everybody. Okay. It's hurting the whole fucking world. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think China's, what I will give China in a bad way is I don't think they're disclosing the actual cases that they've dealt with because, they seemed a little too ready with the field hospitals. I agree with you there. And we talked about that before. But I think this was very under wraps until they couldn't control it anymore. And when it became something that played out on the world scene, this is where we are right now.
All right. So you're telling me right now there's no way possible that China is making this coronavirus in a lab?
I'm going to say 90% to 10%, and I'm on the 90 side. I'm on the 90 side.
Okay, so there's a possibility that due to the fact that people are saying that China is making these type of viruses in labs in China, it's conspiracy theory. So we believe in China, saying they're not believe in China, right? So we believe what China says, right?
Let me ask you this.
Hold on, no. I'm sticking to one topic. Don't change the topic and go to something else.
I will go
and
to
talk
something
about
else.
fucking. I don't know.
It's gonna be relatable.
I'm gonna.
Hold
on. I'm
while
looking
you're
up,
looking for your facts, you think I'm gonna waste this airtime watching you look at a phone?
you just did it to me for 20 minutes.
No, I didn't. I read you something. You're looking at a phone.
All right.
So now, do you think that the president is trying to open America up
Holy
too soon?
shit! Holy shit! What is this called? What is?
Conspiracytheories.com. Do you think the president's trying to open his country too soon?
Holy shit!
Listen to me. Do you think we're opening up too soon?
What?
Huh? Do you think this country is going to open up too
Wow.
soon
This is fucking great.
and experience a second wave?
So the Wuhan lab is fake, everybody. Everybody, no, he's right, 100%. I just read it. The Chinese government admits they have a Wuhan lab and they were making coronavirus there. But we're going to say they're fake on this show. It's impossible.
Did I say they were fake?
No, they're fake labs.
Did I say they were fake? Are you putting words in my mouth?
No, hold on.
I don't like eating other people's words.
No.
Are you putting words in my
I'm
mouth?
not.
No, yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You just said that I said
I'm
that
saying
this
we
shit
are.
was fake. No.
fake.
Don't change the conversation, motherfucker. Don't get fucked with me when you talk. Don't get fucked with me when you talk, bro. Don't change the whole thing.
You're telling me right now that lab does not exist.
It exists. The
What are
lab
they making
exists.
there? What are they making there?
And they're biological stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
Was coronavirus made there?
Listen,
You believe China?
I don't believe anybody except me.
No. So where did this disease come from? It came from Wuhan. Okay? It came from Wuhan 100%. They already admitted. China already admitted on record the disease started in Wuhan. China admitted that. They're trying to work with people. They already admitted that. They went that far. But they lied about how it started in Wuhan. So we know there's a biolab there. We know coronavirus is being worked on. We have a professor and a doctor who was locked up in America for working at those labs. Working on these type of fucking viruses. So something's going on here, brother.
Something is for sure.
Yeah. So don't tell me these labs don't exist.
I see. Again, you're sticking words in my mouth.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I
I'm
never
sorry.
said
You know,
that. And
everybody,
don't
I am.
tell me we.
I am.
That's
I am.
twice you tried.
Okay.
Twice
so
you tried, and
just
twice
went-
you got
Hold on.
shut down.
No, okay. So hold on a second.
Shut down.
This is where the argument started. This is what I think.
There is no argument.
All right. So I'll say again. This is where the argument started. I was talking about how the disease started in the lab and whatever. And you went on the computer saying that some scientist or some article was saying that it might have started somewhere else. I'm saying it started in the lab. All right? Now, there's a lot more evidence going towards it started in the lab in Wuhan. Because that's where the disease started.
Where's your evidence?
Huh?
Where's your evidence?
The biolab.
What? Where? I'm pulling up facts and going,
Hey.
You're telling me,
How about the
it's
whistleblower?
some James Bond shit.
How about the Chinese whistleblower?
Who?
The Chinese whistleblower.
Who?
Okay, we got his name right now.
Yeah, who, motherfucker?
Did you ever hear of
the
him? Honestly,
Chinese
honestly,
whistleblower.
did
He
you ever hear
got
about
killed too. Did you know that?
Yeah,
you're
he
gonna
did.
you're gonna find that out when you look his name up.
Okay, so we have to go on to. You know what I'm
What's
talking about.
up? I know exactly what you're
So
talking about.
why would a scientist from China go on YouTube, do a video, live video, and warn the world about a virus that was in a lab that got out, and that the Chinese government knows about it, and telling people to prepare for it, and everyone, no one took him serious. The Chinese government took him serious enough to kill the motherfucker. They put him in a cell and he died from it. They didn't help him out with that. They didn't put him in a hospital. They put him in a jail cell and he died from it. So my thing is, he's telling the world, not only was I know what a lab is, I was working on it. I was working there. I was in the lab. He mentioned the people that had it. He said some fucking girl had it and her fucking boyfriend must have got it right from her. He said a couple of interns that were working, they got it. They knew. He said it was leaking in the vents. It was leaking all over the whole fucking lab. It was all over the place. It leaked.
In January,
I'm not saying it was purposely done. It was
in
an accident.
January 2020, Chinese scientists sequenced the entire genome of SARS-CoV-2 and published it online. Researchers at the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China compared it to a genome to a laboratory known virus. and found the 96% match, which coronavirus samples taken from the horseshoe bat from
I know
Yunnan.
where it came from, bro. We know that. That's just 5 months ago.
Yeah,
we know about
that is 5 months ago.
We heard the bat story.
Yeah,
we know where it came from.
But what do you mean? I didn't just tell you where it came from. I just tell you that they sequenced some DNA.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you're just straight downplaying things for no reason.
So what you're saying is that China's not capable of creating the coronavirus.
I'm not saying
already.
that.
So what are you arguing me for? Then?
I'm not arguing with you. I'm reading you facts.
I know,
You're
but-
arguing with the facts, which is funny.
Okay, so this is the deal. All right, ready?
Which is mad
Okay,
funny.
so hold on. Okay, let me get this straight. Okay, you won the argument.
yeah.
Everybody,
I
he
didn't
won. He won. You won.
I won. I'll take it.
I'm gonna give it to him. Okay, but this is
Talk
why.
to me,
This
talk
is
to
why
me.
he won. Because I said to him that I think the Chinese government was working on this virus, creating the virus, and that's it. They're making it in a biolab, right? And he went on the computer and he said, "Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you where this thing originated from." And due to the fact that he
I didn't tell you that.
well, the guy on the
I
computer.
didn't tell you any of that. Everything I just read has nothing to do with
So
an origin story.
what did you just read right now?
You didn't hear?
The origins, right?
No.
So what was the bat about?
The bat was the genes that they sequenced.
Okay, so who sequenced it?
Chinese scientists in
Okay,
this article.
what did they sequence? What kind of genes? Coronavirus genes?
They sequenced the entire genome of SARS-CoV-2 and
Okay.
published it.
Okay.
Now, listen.
that's proof that China
researchers at the Wuhan Institute of Virology compared its genome to a library-known virus. Okay, so what they just sequenced was something similar, and it's a 96% with coronavirus taken from horseshoe bats in Yunnan.
Okay.
Now, the horseshoe bats, who knows how they got it? So your 10% is still in order. Let's say, okay, now that somebody gave those horseshoe bats the fucking thing knowing that they're going to wind up in the wet market. What's up? I could still go with the conspiracy theory thing.
That's true. I can agree with that.
It is true.
I'm not arguing
Of
that.
course.
Hold on.
Of course, because
That-
you're arguing for the 10%, and
No,
I can
no.
always come up with that 10%.
I'm not arguing with that. What I'm arguing is that I thought you were telling me that China's not capable of making this thing, and they're not doing
Are
it.
you not listening to what I was reading
What
to
I'm saying
you?
is they are making... The thing is, the problem I got is that this fucking... You have a disease that broke out in a place where they happen to be working on the disease.
Shitty.
So it's just I put common sense together and say, listen, I don't know how many bats are flying around in Wuhan. I don't know how many bats have coronavirus in the markets. I do know one thing. When a Chinese scientist goes on video, and it was a viral video, and tells the world that I work in the Wuhan lab, and I was working there, and the coronavirus, by accident, spread out.
Who was this guy?
The guy they killed. I don't know his exact name.
Well, here's the thing. Who was this guy? Was he maybe one of the few that said, you know what, fuck it today?
Maybe he's working for the U.S. Who knows? I'm going by what I see.
Right. Exactly.
That's my best theory.
And that's your best theory. And you know what? On that fucking note, we're going to have a cigarette. And
Great podcast.
And continue
Awesome.
your best fucking theory. How about that?
Boris the Blade, or Boris the Bullet Dodger. As bent as the Soviet sickle and as hard as the hammer that crosses it. Apparently, it's just impossible to kill the bastard.
Give me a name.
Oh, no. Boris. Boris the Blade? Yeah. As in Boris the Bullet Dodger?
Why do they call him the bullet dodger? Because he dodges bullets heavy.
Drop the gun, fat boy. You fucking idiots. He could not know my name. Give me the stone. Heavy is good. Heavy is reliable. If it doesn't work, you can always hit him with it.
Boris, he can get you anything you need.
I see you again, you motherfuckers. Wow. Look at here.
Bye.